Happy Tuesday, guys, and welcome to PuckTime on WagerTalk TV. We have 3 games, props, best bets, and all kinds of great promotional stuff to mention here on $5 Tuesday. Andrew, Carmine, and Prez with you to break down these games. Carm, good morning to you, my friend. How are you, and what are the games you chose for us today?
I love the fact that you speak in third party. Andrew, Carmine, and the Prez are here today. Last show of 2024 this year cannot leave quick enough. Nothing to do with sports, just everything else that goes on in life. Andrew, 2025. I'm looking forward to it. We have some afternoon games where we're going to discuss some of the later ones because some people can't tune in live and watch the show later on in the afternoon. I want to make sure that they get some games that they can bet on tonight. Winnipeg, Colorado, Pittsburgh, and Johnny Detroit's Detroit Red Wings. You're going to have your prop segment with some really good winners. I like those plays you posted earlier. And Vancouver, Calgary. We're going to finish it off in Canada. Of course, some best bets and appearing on the show. Let's bring him in. The one, the only, the Prez. Prez, your Leafs play this afternoon as well, too. Austin Matthews looks like there's something wrong with him. One of my friends said to me this morning, Prez, just stick Austin Matthews on the long-term injury reserve like Vegas has done, like Tampa has done, and bring him back for the playoffs. Not sure what's wrong with him, but there's a problem they're not talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, not related to betting, but what I'm hearing is that he actually wants to play. So if he wants to play and they're holding him back, it doesn't sound like the world's largest problem. On top of that, from the Leafs' perspective, if that's the case, they're like, we're winning, man. Just relax, get healthy, don't worry about it. And he's like, I'm Austin Matthews, man. I don't want to sit around doing nothing. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but I do like the Leafs. It starts at 1 o'clock, Carm. That's in 2 hours. It's actually one of my favorite plays of the day. And the line is so low simply because the New York Islanders have had this team's number. I think they've won 5 in a row against the Leafs. I don't think that's a thing. I think that's just a coincidence. And this is a low money line bet at home after a loss. I like the Leafs tonight. I know we weren't discussing that game, but just wanted to throw it out there.
But our great producer has the graphics up for you on that one, Prez. And
but I do.
Yeah, a little bonus play. Go ahead.
I do want to say one thing quick, Carmine Bianco. So you and Andrew have to put up with me. I was mired in hell for a couple of weeks, and my NHL, I was picking unders. They were going over. I was picking over. They were going under. And I was texting you guys every night. I was so mad. Carmine says, Prez, next time you come on PuckTime, you will be on a 10-0 run. Carm, I failed you, bro. Today is the next time I'm on PuckTime, and I'm on an 8-0 run. So,
well done, Prez.
I know, but I let Carm down, dude. I tried I couldn't come up with 10 plays.
No, all I said, and this goes for like everyone who's in our live chat. We have all the regulars who are always there. Russell, Hal, Kylie, all the guys who are there. I'm going to miss a bunch of names, but you guys are loyal to us and we really appreciate it. And the guys who post after the show gets posted up on later on in the afternoon. Is that listen, we are all bettors. We try and handicap the games, and we're not just talking about the people on the show. We're talking about yourselves. You can't let this stuff get to you. You can't let it get to your family life. You can't let it screw with those you that have kids and just have like anger issues or whatever. You just have to go on. You can't change, Lawrence. What I say, you can't change the outcome of a game by watching it. Spend time with your families, watch the games, keep an eye on the scores. Have your days where you're just going to watch sports all day long, but you can't change anything by watching the game. The guy's still going to miss the extra point. The guy's still going to miss the field goal. It is what makes this sport frustrating at times when you're on absolutely horrible runs where you think you should be winning. And then, like you said, you come on a show and you're on an 8-0 run. Look at you, man. You look like you've Benjamin Button. You've gotten younger since those text messages you sent to Andrew and I. It's probably shaving the beard. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I think Christmas is over. I didn't even know Prez celebrated Christmas, but he had a little bit of a Santa Claus beard going. I heard that passport story, Prez. I think people were laughing for about 25 minutes after the story was over. They heard it was going to be a really funny joke, but I think that it's a good thing for that beard to be gone. And now you're on a good run. So you're really good at talking things into existence, just speaking them into existence, Prez. So, yeah, you got to keep doing it, man. You got to keep doing it. But, Carm, let's jump into the games.
Andrew, yeah, we're going to jump into the game. So I'm going to get to it in 1 second. But what you did, Andrew, is you just brought to my head you know how NHL players are superstitious. They grow the playoff beard and they won't shave it for fear of losing. Prez did the absolute opposite. He had the playoff beard, was losing, shaved it, and now is winning. So he's the anti-NHL player. But with that said, Lawrence, Colorado minus 190 against the Winnipeg Jets, who played an absolutely phenomenal game last night. I watched that game. It was such a good game. It could have gone either way. A couple of third period goals by Winnipeg put that one away. 5-on-3 power play plus 160 you're getting on Winnipeg here. The total sits at 25 cents shaded to the over. Where are you going with this one?
Well, both teams have won 4 games in a row. And last night, me and my clients cashed our 8th NHL bet in a row. We had the under in the Winnipeg game. There was almost no time where I was nervous. It ended up being 3-0 against Nashville. And I'm going back to the under again here, Carm. It is 6.5. And look, I understand. Why would people want to bet unders in Colorado games? Well, firstly, they're only 18-16 to the over. So it's not like they are some over machine. But not only that, this team is playing absolutely lights out on defense. They just held Utah to 1, Seattle to 2, Anaheim to 2, San Jose to 2. One team, Vancouver, has scored more than 2 goals on this Colorado Avalanche team in their last 5 games. Only 1 game in their last 10, a team has put up more than 3 on them. And that was Utah, who put up a 4 spot. So we know Carolina can play really, really good defense. Now, I understand that they are scoring 4-5, 4-4. I get it. But they're playing Winnipeg, and Winnipeg holds teams down. Nashville just put up a duck, Minnesota a duck. They've allowed 4 goals in their last 4 games. That's 1 goal a game. So here we have both teams lights out defensively. Their goalies are hot. Their defense is playing great. Their team is buying into their defensive structure. 6.5 seems a little high to me. And on top of it, last time they played, it was 1-0 Winnipeg. I lean on Colorado in regulation. My favorite bet in this game is under the total.
Well, what would the final show of 2024 be if I didn't disagree with the Prez on this one? There's some 6s still on the board here in this one, but I think when you look at the fact that Hellebuck started yesterday, and it looks like it's going to be Eric Comrie in goal for Winnipeg, and it's a bit of a drop off. I get it, though. The style in which Winnipeg plays, you think you could plug and play any goalie in that spot, but he has allowed at least 3 goals in it's his last 5 starts. And 4 of those 5 starts, there's been empty net goals by the opposing team. Those have been losses for him. He's 3-5 with 306 goals against average. And this is one in which I'm looking at the first period over in this one, over 1.5. Colorado 11-6 at home to the first period over. Winnipeg's pretty much a wash. 19-19 overall on the season, 9-9 at home, 10-10 on the road when it comes to first period overs. But this is one in which I think the Avs get the better of them. I get that first game was 1-0, but I think a lot of that had to do with what we saw in the playoffs last year, where Winnipeg wins that first one and then Colorado absolutely steamrolled them. I think the Jets had something to prove. I think this goes back to what we see during the regular season. I think we see a little bit of open ice tonight, especially with Winnipeg on the second of a back-to-back, having traveled after last night's tough win over the Nashville Predators, Andrew. So I'm taking first period over, 20 minutes and I'm done. What about you?
Carm, you know I love those first period overs. We cashed another one last night, 4% winner, but I'm going to go with the full game over in this game. And just like Prez, I had the under 5.5 in the Winnipeg and Nashville game. I saw he had that one. It was nice for us to both get that one. But look, here's the deal. I'm impressed with what Colorado has done, but Carm, you know how highly I was speaking of Mackenzie Blackwood and that trade over to Colorado. A lot of people weren't speaking highly about him because he played for the San Jose Sharks. So people were kind of wondering, well, can he be good on a good team? Any goalie can look good when they're making a ton of saves on a bad team. Well, he hasn't given up more than 2 goals as a Colorado Avalanche goaltender yet. I think it was 1 goal, and then a handful of times he gave up 2 goals. Having said all of that, the teams that they played, as Prez listed off, being Utah, Seattle, Anaheim, San Jose. I mean, let's be honest here, Carm. It's kind of like one of those things when a team fires their coach and they magically have this very easy schedule to make the new coaching hire look great. That's kind of what's happened here. And I'm not saying anything bad because, again, I do stand tall on my opinion. I think that Blackwood's a great goaltender. I just think this situation sets up really well to probably be the game that features the most goals since he's been wearing a jersey so far in Colorado. Obviously, Winnipeg is the most elite team that he will have faced since being a member of the Avalanche. And you hit it right on the head, Carm, about the fact that pretty much, you hate to say it, but since Connor Hellebuck has been a member of the Winnipeg Jets, it's one of the most important teams that you have to realize when the starter is playing versus when the backup is playing. And if the backup is playing for Winnipeg, it just seems to be far more games go over the total than when, of course, Connor Hellebuck is in net. And, of course, that could be reflecting why you're seeing even some 6.5s out there for this total and for the full game total. So when you take a look at the back-to-back, you take a look at a team coming off a 3-0 victory, entering this game, feeling good about themselves, and they travel to Colorado. Both teams have won 4 straight games. You know, I think it's the day before, New Year's Eve. I think we see goals here. Let's look for some fireworks on New Year's Eve. I'm going to take the over 6.5, Carm, in this one. Looking for kind of, I think a fast start like yourself, but also hoping for goals throughout the entire game in this one. And I'll also have a goal scorer in my props segment for today here, Carm. So I like it, man. You're on the first period. I'm on the full game. Let's cash these tickets.
Yeah, and guys, this is one of those ones where there's numerous sites out there, or follow the beat reporters on the Twitter or the X, whatever you call it, and see, because this is one where if you're going to bet the total, the goalie makes the difference. Winnipeg loves to put in a Comrie on the second of back-to-backs, especially with travel. Sometimes you don't see it. You look at the Washington Capitals and what they have done with their goalies. They basically alternated their goalies all season long, with the exception of, I think, one game in which Logan Thompson started 2 games in a row, and one of them, and it was because one of the games was against the Vegas Golden Knights, his former team. So you want to keep an eye on it, because would I want to take the over 6 or 6.5 if it's Hellebuck in goal tonight for Winnipeg? No, I wouldn't. So it's one that obviously alters your decision making. But this total did open up at 5.5. There's still plenty of 6s across the board on the WagerTalk live lines, which is absolutely free. And we're starting to see a couple 6.5s pop up as well too. So It's one where you may want to take it now if you're into speculating that it's going to be Comrie in goal. Speaking of speculating, I'm going to speculate that Johnny Detroit does not um, sell his Detroit Red Wings season tickets. Prez, we're going to talk about the Detroit Red Wings minus 125 at home, plus 105 for the Penguins. The total sits here at 6. I've been in Johnny's seats at Little Caesars. I'm telling you, you can't give up those tickets, Johnny, if you're watching those. Those are absolutely fantastic seats. I think they have 4 there because I think Bobby the Bookie has a couple of seats right beside him. But absent of them carrying you in like the Romans did, where they carry in Caesar and they're feeding them grapes on that thing, that is the seats that Johnny has. Absolutely phenomenal seats for this Red Wings game. You got to take it in, Prez. So keep those seats, Johnny, because I think Prez is going to give out a winner on your Wings today. Tell us where you're going.
Well, firstly, Johnny, my personal message, I don't give a shit if you keep those seats or not. Has zero effect on my life. With that said, Dan, should we put that picture up? No. Okay. Detroit Red Wings. Really, really like them tonight, guys. And it's not about liking the Detroit Red Wings. I don't like Pittsburgh. And this Pittsburgh team has been playing out of their mind for the last little while. Now, I understand they're 6, what are they? 6-4 in their last 10. I don't think Pittsburgh wins 6 out of 10 very often. I think we have a Pittsburgh team that is very high in their market value. And I think we have a Red Wings team that is very low in their market value. This Red Wings team is a better team than 14-8 on the year. I do expect a coach's bump. Obviously, we're a little bit removed from that game. I think this is game number 3 with their new coach, Todd McClellan, but they did lose their first one. They beat Washington 4-2. We were on the under in that game, and it pushed. And I do think Detroit is going to go on a slight run and make some noise. I think Detroit's a better team than Pittsburgh. I think this is a soft line at minus 125. So, yes, Carm, I like the Detroit Red Wings minus 125.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I like the Red Wings as well too. As I said, the coaching change happened. Obviously, the first game we didn't see any immediate returns, but they played very well against the Washington Capitals. A game in which you said you couldn't believe that you got a push. The push felt like a win. Having 6 and then you get 5 goals in the first period has to be one of the most deflating things you can have when you have the under. When you have the over, you're loving it. And yet it was the same result for over-under bettors, a push in that one. I like the Wings in this spot, and for much of the same reasons. I'm not sold on this Pittsburgh team. I just don't think they're a very good team. They have good players on them, but I think it's an aging team that Kyle Dubas has a lot of work to do to try and make them a contender again. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this season. I think they're going to miss out on it. That isn't the biggest statement ever because I think a lot of people are thinking the exact same thing. So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to take the Red Wings here as well too and get Andrew's thoughts.
My thoughts are that, Carm, you hate the Penguins. Every year you're cheering against my boy Sid.
Yes.
Don't like the Penguins, and I get it. I get it because you know what? They're going in a bad direction. But at the same time, if you look at it, they played bad hockey to start the season off. And then it started to play a little bit better, and you look where they are right now. They're right there in wild card contention. So that last spot is going to be really interesting to see where it ends up. But a good point there made about, look, the whole coaching bump thing, as much as it pains me to say this, the first game after a coach being fired, as I talked about earlier, for a lot of teams, it just miraculously ends up being against a very easy opponent. Right? We saw it with Boston. They had like 3 or 4 games against easy teams after they fired Jim Montgomery, and then they went back to being their normal selves again, right? Some teams don't get the benefit of that, and Detroit had to play the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the hottest teams in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, it's not going to be an easy game, and they lose that one 5-2. The next game, they play Washington, who's also a good team, and they get up for that one, and they put up 4 goals. So, look, guys, I've been preaching this for probably 2 or 3 years at this point. If you're ever going to fade the Pittsburgh Penguins, you have to take the team total over. There's been so many times this season where teams have actually, in wins that Pittsburgh have had, where they put up 5 goals and the opponent scored 4, and you would have hit the team total if you played that. So if I'm playing Detroit, if I'm ever thinking of betting against Pittsburgh, I'm playing the team total. And I'll give you guys an example, because if you look, the over 3.5 in this game is plus 125. All right. The regulation line is plus 115. When you look large scale this season at all the losses the Pittsburgh Penguins have accumulated, and you faded them, you're making a lot more money betting them to their opponent to get to 4 goals, and you're getting 10 more cents of value. I think that's where the play is in this one. Pittsburgh Penguins have been a very up and down team, very inconsistent defensively. And I have noticed, Carm, you talked about Johnny Detroit watching his Red Wings at home. They are a more offensive sound team when they get that last change. And Pittsburgh, same for them when they're at home. So I'm going to back the home team on the team total over 3.5 at plus 125. Looks like we're all on the same page. So if Joe Ranieri's listening, you know what's happening, Carm.
Yeah, we definitely know what's happening. Joe's like, okay, I'm loading up on this one. I was looking to see if I can get a quick stat for you, Andrew, on team totals, but I couldn't. The one I did draw up was that the most profitable team this season on team totals is the Philadelphia Flyers, who are 24-13 to the team total. So obviously team totals come with VIG, but with that said, if you can control the VIG on it and find the spots, you can make some money. Andrew, we got a lot of comments in our live feed. And if you guys are watching, do us a favor, hit that like button. We really appreciate it. Let's get the numbers up. A lot of you guys watching, let's get those likes up. We had a lot of comments about Detroit and Raymond and his props, Andrew. So I'm going to toss it to you for your prop segment. You're going to give us some props. I'm not sure if Raymond is in there, but maybe you give your thoughts on Raymond as well too tonight.
You know what, Carm? I feel bad because this is what happened, though. We kind of missed the wave, right? We got all these comments saying, like, Andrew, you got to give him a chance. You got to give him a chance. And then we kind of missed the wave because the odds got worse. Things changed a little bit. So we will mention Lucas Raymond. I promise I'm listening. We will get to the Lucas Raymond props. But I'm going to go to an early start here with the New York Islanders and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'm going to take Bo Horvat over 2.5 shots on goal at minus 110. Look, guys, a lot of times I talk about matchups, or I'll talk about recent trends, or I'll talk about an opponent's rank versus a certain position. This is just one of those situations here where a player has done historically very well versus a specific team. And in 6 straight games, Bo Horvat has gone over 2.5 shots on goal against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And in many of those games, it wasn't just getting 3 shots on goal. It was 4 or even 5 shots on goal. And we know how electrifying this offense is, even without Matthews, for the Maple Leafs. So because of that, you need to score a handful of goals to beat this team. You can't beat the Leafs with 2 or 3 goals. So the shot count has to be high. Your star players have to be your top guys. And Bo Horvat getting minus 110 is a really good number here on this one. And hey, I got to mention a Montreal Canadian prop here. So we're going to go with Patrick Laine over 2.5 shots on goal. Look, he'll have games where he has an absolute outburst where his shot volume and his shot attempts are 7, 8, 9, 10. Then he has one quiet game, and all of a sudden we're getting a minus 105 price here for over 2.5 shots on goal. And what I have noticed, guys, and this is from a fan that watches every single game, he's actually being more effective on the road than we're seeing him be effective at home. Obviously, so far, he's had most of his success scoring-wise on the power play. But when you look at kind of the older players and the more snipers, those are the guys you're going to look towards for prop bets when they're on the road. the younger guys and the guys the team's going to try and put into good situations, you're going to bet on them at home because the coach can put them in a spot and a position to succeed because they get that last change. They get those matchups they want. Patrick Laine can carry a line himself. He'll also shoot from all angles. And let's not forget, as well as the Habs are playing right now, they're playing a team that's won 10 of their last 11 games. They'll need a ton of shots in order to contend in this game today in Vegas. And I think they are in tough in this one. The last one I'll mention, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Shane because Shane messaged me yesterday on my WagerTalk Facebook page. He watches PuckTime every single day. And he was telling me, Carm and Prez, that both Rantanen and McKinnon were plus money goal scorers today in this matchup against Winnipeg. So I jumped in on plus 120, Nathan McKinnon. Shout out to you, Shane. He's a hockey subscriber of mine. He watches PuckTime every day. And I'll be honest, I hadn't checked that WagerTalk Facebook page in a long, long time. But Shane, thanks for messaging me. I like this spot here for McKinnon. They're more rested. They're getting Winnipeg second half of a back-to-back. And this is a real good spot for him to keep on rolling at plus 120. Guys, we are on an 18-4 NHL run. We got a big play up for today. Wow. And that Holiday 25 special is still available. You can use that at my page to get 25% off my NHL season package. Holiday 25. This run's been going on for a few weeks now. 18-4. All right, guys, join me over at WagerTalk. Team totals, sides, first periods. It's going really well. So if you want to jump in on all my plays, number 2 this season at WagerTalk in the NHL and doing really well this month in December. So join me over at wt.buzz/am. Back to you, Carm.
Love it, Andrew. Keep on rolling, roll right through the 2025 season. And yeah, we'll get to you in a second, Prez. 2025 season and the NHL playoffs, of course. All right, we're going to finish it off with a couple Canadian teams, the Vancouver Canucks in Calgary. Prez, I'm going to say this. I'm going to make this really quick. I like Calgary tonight in this spot. And this is one where you might want to fade me because I seem to get Vancouver games wrong. But I love the fact that if it's Wolf in goal tonight for the Calgary Flames, he is 9-1-1 at home this season for Calgary. Those are fantastic numbers for a team that is not doing that well on the season overall. 9-1-1 is a great record to have. So I'm taking the Flames, minus 115. Not much line movement on this one. I think it opened up at about minus 110 both ways. So they're getting a little bit of money here. If he's confirmed as a starter for tonight, then this will make my card. But Flames, minus 115 for me. This is a goalie-dependent play. What are your thoughts?
Well, first off, before we get into that, I want to give Brian Flynn a shout out. Brian Flynn logs into the chat room today and writes, whatever Prez says, just do the opposite. Trust me, especially in the NHL. So Brian Flynn wants everybody to trust him. So Brian, I came up with a promo for you, Holiday 25. It's the last day. You can head over. You can buy my NHL season package, and you can fade all my plays from now until the end of the year. I got your back, Bri. We are going to trust you. You tell everyone to fade my NHL plays, so go buy them and fade them, big mouth. Put your damn action where your mouth is, okay? I expect you to buy them, and I expect you to fade them. So please, Holiday 25. You're lucky I'm giving you 25% off. For the rest of you guys, had you have faded my NHL last year, you would have lost money. Had you have faded my NHL this year, you would be down money. Had you have faded my NHL the last 8 games, you'd be 0-8. But for you, Brian Flynn, please, don't be a big mouth. Go buy the damn package and fade my damn plays. Okay, I like the over in this Calgary-Vancouver game, and I like it a lot, too. What the hell, 5.5s out there? Couple of 6s? Calgary has scored 3, 6, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4. Calgary's scoring. Vancouver, 4-4-4. 12 goals in the last 3 games. It's not like they're playing defense. They just allowed 5, 3, and 5. We got 2 teams that are scoring and 2 teams that are playing shitty defense. Over, thank you. There you go, Bry. Go take the under. Sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
Prez.
Yes.
Namaste.
Oh, dude,
Just focus.
dude. I'm not upset. I'm using Brian Flynn as a catalyst to promote buying my plays. I freaking love Brian Flynn. Brian and I set that up, dude. I am Brian Flynn.
Okay. Okay. There you go. Andrew, I talked about Dustin Wolf, Andrew. I want to throw some numbers out since I did mention the home and away splits sometimes for goalies, sometimes for teams. You have to look at trying to take advantage of them. I know that eventually at some point there's the regression to the mean, but the Dustin Wolf at home, 11 starts, 9 wins, 9-1-1, a 206 goals against average, 935 save percentage, which is a very good save percentage. Then you look at him on the road, 2-4-1, 371 goals against average, almost 1.7 goals more a game allowed on the road, an 872 save percentage, which would get you sent down to the AHL in a heartbeat. I don't understand it at times, how you could be so good at home and so terrible away from home. What are your thoughts on this one?
Here's the deal, Carm. My thoughts on this Calgary Flames team overall. If you look at Money Puck and some of these analytical websites, they'll tell you that the Calgary Flames goaltending core has overachieved for how many months are we into the season now? 3.5? 2.5? I mean, I've been waiting for this team to kind of come back to life a little bit. And like you just mentioned, Carm, with Dustin Wolf's numbers, we've sort of started to see it just a tiny bit here. With him. But the thing is, if Thatcher Demko is the guy he's going up against tonight, Demko hasn't looked great, since he's come back. He really hasn't looked like himself, but they're giving him all the opportunities, all the chances in the world to kind of get back to his old self. When it comes down to it here in this game, the only thing I really want to look at is one team. And Carm, I think we've gone... Well, actually, I was going to say we went a while without a team total, but I gave out the Detroit team total, so we didn't go that long without it. Give me the Canucks, and this is going to be my kind of nice big plus price play of the day here. Canucks over 3.5, plus 160. Usually, I don't go that high with this because my kind of perfect spot for team totals is when I'm getting plus 100 to plus 125. But I just don't believe in this Flames team. I think their defensive numbers are going to regress even more. And right now, I think they're giving up a lot of high-danger chances. Vancouver's chemistry is starting to get a lot better. It seems like they're starting to get healthier. And also, they're having issues on defense with Quinn Hughes being out and several guys getting injured. Their games are going to have more goals. So if they're going to have more goals, they're going to be playing a lot more up-and-down type of hockey, which means I'll need more goals out of Vancouver. So plus 160, man. We'll see if we can catch that one on New Year's Eve. Vancouver Canucks team total over.
Andrew, the Vancouver Canucks, as far as team totals, are only one of 10 teams in the NHL who are plus units if you've been betting their team totals all season long. So
there we go.
You're in the right direction, my friend, and I hope you get a win on that one. With that said, guys, I'll send it over to Prez for his best bet on today's show, and let us know what you have up at WagerTalk.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Firstly, I love doing the show with you guys. It's such a freaking pleasure, and you guys do such a great job. Congratulations on the success of the show, and Andrew, way to go in the NHL this season. Great stuff. Real quick, I'm rolling right now, and everybody knows that. I've already discussed it. I'm on an 8-0 NHL run, and I'm up profit this NHL season. I'm also on a 12-2 totals run across all totals. I've got a lot going tonight. I got 2 college football games, including a big play on tonight's college football playoff game. And I also have 1 NHL play up for my clients tonight. You can get that all over at WagerTalk. It is $2 Tuesday. My $2 Tuesday play is an NFL 4% play. I'm on a 10-1 run in NFL, 10 wins and 1 loss in NFL. So for $5, not $2, for $5, you can get my favorite NFL play as well. My show best bet is the Detroit Red Wings at -125. And I want to leave you guys with this. The Minnesota Detroit Lions game this coming Sunday has a total of 58 on the board. 18 games in the history of the NFL has had a total of 58 or more. If you want to find out whether those games go over or under, we'll see you on Wager Talk today at noon Eastern. Thanks for having me, boys. We'll see you later.
Prez, thanks for being part of PuckTime in 2024. We'll see you in the new year. It doesn't really matter what happens in the Minnesota Detroit game because it's Bills Mafia. This is what it is. It's the Buffalo Bills finally getting over that hump this year. Yeah, you heard it here. Andrew, I'm going to do my best bet and then send it to you to close it out because you do a much better job than I do in that. But before I do, I want to wish you guys a happy new year. You guys have been with us all season long, and the last few years. We really appreciate your comments. We get a kick out of them. I try and reply to as many as I can during the afternoon. Sometimes the sarcasm can't come through in a message that you send or I send back to you. But it's all in good fun. We appreciate your comments and being part of the Puck Time community here. One play up tonight as part of customer appreciation, $5 customer appreciation. Some great deals. Andrew mentioned that Holiday 25 that expires at midnight tonight. And then there is a great deal starting at midnight. You guys got to take advantage of that one. You can get a free 30 days of all access if you purchase a 3-month all access package. So you're going to get 4 months for the price is 3. That goes live at midnight tonight, guys. It is a great deal. Like I said, 4% best bet in NHL tonight, customer appreciation. 12-4 in the 16 customer appreciation plays I've released, Andrew. 12-4. We're going to try and make it 13-4. 13 is a good luck number for Italians. Speaking of good luck, I'm going against your Montreal Canadiens tonight with my show free play. I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights on the puck line. This team is on a phenomenal roll right now. 10 wins in their last 11 games, 6 wins in a row at home. And on the puck line, the Vegas Golden Knights own the best record in the league at 24-12, up 15.2 units or 29.4 ROI on your money. The Montreal Canadiens, conversely, minus 3.3 units if you've been betting them on the puck line, whether that's -1.5 or +1.5, whatever the line is on any given night. So I am taking the hotter team, and I'm taking the team that has been profitable all season long with this prop bet. Vegas Golden Knights -1.5 +105 as my show best bet. Andrew, over to you to close out 2024.
Carm, it pains me to say it, but I think it's a good spot that you're on there today. Back-to-back wins against the Panthers and Lightning, 5 of their last 6, but this is going to be a tough game for them against the Vegas Golden Knights. Best of luck to you on that and all of your plays, and wishing you, Carm, and your family and your better half a very happy and healthy new year. For me, guys, it's a big play over at WagerTalk.com, and it's just $5. You guys can get that now. And we're on fire right now with those 5% plays, 71% this season, dating back to the preseason, 71%. Yesterday, 3-0 sweep. It was only a 3-game card. And I told you guys I love the 3-game slate. We went 3-0, under 5.5 in the Jets and Preds game. We had over full game in the early Rangers game. We also had over in the first period in the Rangers game. So a great day yesterday. But today's best bet is going to be kind of a bold one here, guys. We're going to take the Blackhawks at Wrigley Field plus 120 over the St. Louis Blues in the Winter Classic here. The Blues looked great since they've hired Jim Montgomery, but they've kind of recently hit a bump in the road, and they've seen a lot more losses on their recent record. In fact, they've given up 8 goals in their last 2 games. This has not looked good right now for this Blues team, and this is the thing, guys. It's been a real tough season for the Chicago Blackhawks. But this is an opportunity for them to get excited for something, for them to be motivated for a game, to step away for a minute and just look forward to winning one game, not try and think about the full season, but this game here at Wrigley Field, and they're finally healthy. They're changing the lines a little bit, which I like. I think the Blackhawks are a live dog today, playing in their home city, of course, not at their home ice, but in their home city. And I love the fact that we're getting plus 120 in Connor Bedard's first ever Winter Classic game, plus 120 over the St. Louis Blues. All right, guys, that will do it for Puck Time in 2024. We all here at WagerTalk want to thank you for watching Puck Time every single day with us. We appreciate all your kind comments and likes, as Carmine mentioned. All of us here are wishing you a happy and healthy and successful 2025. We will see you on Thursday right here on Puck Time.